Hey guys, you might recognize this cup from my last video, my Ultralight cooking setup. But I kind of wanted to, got a bit of a gripe with some people out there in YouTube, and I just kind of want to, I'm not going to name anyone out by names, but it's something that I noticed in the outdoor industry when I worked at a store. I opened a store, I was a general manager, I ordered all the product, and I went to the shows and stuff like that, and took care of all the day-to-day business, finances and stuff for a store while I was between jobs. I'm an engineer by degree, and I got laid off a few years ago, and while I was looking for a new job, I knew a guy who was opening a store, so I opened it for him, hired all the employees, bought all the product, merchandised the store, stuff like that, set up the system. But anyways, I saw this a lot, and quite frankly, it really ticks me off. With ultralight hikers, there's kind of this pompous asshole aura to pretty much the majority of ultralight hikers. They think their shit doesn't stink. They think their way is the only way. And quite frankly, they don't mind calling people out and all that BS. And this happened a couple of times on my first video, had a backpack light. I'm sorry, but that is an ultralight setup. Granted, it's a full-featured setup. It has a freestanding tent, a sleeping bag, a sleeping pad, has all the necessities you need for backpacking, and it's under 13 pounds base pack weight. I'm sorry, but that is ultralight. I don't know any way around it. That's ultralight. It's not super ultralight, and it's not extreme ultralight. John Abella is definitely extreme ultralight over at Redwood Outdoors. I feel that a lot of these ultralighters, I don't know what their fucking deal is. It really pisses me off. And, I saw it all the time. They just think that because you're not doing what they're doing, you're clearly stupid. And what's funny about it is these guys are typically extremely socially awkward, not cool people to hang around with. They're not fun people. And, backpacking is an outlet for them, I guess, and it's probably perfect for them because you're out in the woods around nobody. Personally, I like to enjoy the outdoors with friends. I mean, granted, I like to be outside by myself a lot, but I'm not a socially awkward guy. You meet me out, I'm fucking out hanging out with friends, drinking beers at the bar. Before I was married, meeting girls, talking to girls. I'm not a socially awkward person. And I'm not knocking socially awkward people, but I've noticed that ultralight hikers are extremely, extremely socially awkward. And maybe this is their aggression coming out with society, knocking people for not being ultralight, but it's freaking ridiculous. We need to put an end to this. If what I take isn't what you take, that's okay. I'm not you. I'm also probably a lot larger than you. I'm 6'1", 230 pounds, and athletic build. I'm not fat. I have an athletic build, and I can carry more weight than probably a guy who's 5'9", extremely socially awkward, and wants to go ultralight. And that's cool. You can take what you want. If you're comfortable sleeping on a 1/8 inch thick pad, in a bivvy without a tarp, cool, good for you. I'm glad that you're outdoors, you're having a good time, you're supporting the backpacking community by buying products. That's a good thing. But don't tell someone else what they should do. I notice it all the time on the AT when I'm at shelters and stuff. And, when you're at a shelter, you're probably not going to be the only one there. There's other people there. You'll see an ultralight hiker come up and be like, oh, you don't need to carry that. You need to carry this, this, and this. Well, no. Let's go about it a little different way. I think it's a good thing to improve the ultralight community and expand it. But let's say, instead of saying you need to do this, let's say, oh, that's cool. That's a really nice setup. Have you thought about maybe switching this and switching that? Ultralight can be expensive, especially when you get into like Cuban fiber and stuff, and not everyone can afford that, I think, this right here is a great way to get into ultralight with the cooking kits. I mean, this cup was 17 bucks. Anybody can afford that. Anybody. It's a great thing. But, tell me what y'all think about it. Have you noticed this? Have you noticed that typical ultralight hikers are dickheads? Because I sure have. You know, and for instance, a guy posted on my thing like saying, "This isn't ultralight. You know, I have no idea what you're doing, but this is not ultralight." No, dude, it is ultralight. Maybe not be your ultralight setup, and you might be lighter, but I think personally, anything under a base pack weight of 15 pounds is ultralight, especially if it's a full featured setup. Now, anything under, say, 10 pounds, I think you're getting into super ultralight, and then anything under like 6 pounds is extreme ultralight. Oh, my phone's ringing. Don't know that phone number, so we'll keep it closed for a second. Wet my throat with some Coke. Anyways, you know, what are your thoughts on this? Do you see this in the outdoor industry, or in the outdoor world, backpacking world? Just this kind of pompous douchebaggery going around, because quite frankly, it really ticks me off. You know, I think that we should help each other, but I think we should give each other ideas on how to go lighter and go better and, you know, go faster. But I don't think that tearing someone down because they think what they're carrying is ultralight is not ultralight to you. I think that's ridiculous. You know, that you don't know where they came from. They could have been carrying 50 pounds. I mean, if you go from 50 pounds to 25-pound, pack, that's going ultralight. You know, that's going way lighter from what they were, from their perspective. You got to look at things from their perspective. It just, I get so flustered thinking about it, you know, and I have a hard time organizing my thoughts when I get a little pissed off like this. But yeah, you know, leave comments. Let's try to get rid of the douchebaggery out there on the mountain. Because the next time I see a dude that does this, I might just frickin' deck his ass. You know, it's ridiculous. And you know, I think everybody is guilty of it to some extent. But you see these guys who are they're just mean about it. You know, like, just because someone doesn't know the information you know, or they're not down with a certain company that you're down, there's no reason to tear them down. And YouTube's kind of becoming the forum for it. You know, it was like the internet forums. Like, if you're into guns, like the people over at ARFCOM are freaking ridiculous how stupid they are and how much they tear each other down. You know, I don't know. It makes people get out of something that they enjoy, I feel like, because they get a bad taste in their mouth and they don't want to be around it. And I don't think that's what we should be doing. I think we should all be enjoying each other. And I think good examples of this are like Shug. You know, I think he goes about it in a really, really good way. You know, I think Stick, I think he goes about it in a really good way. So, you know, I think these are guys out there who are going. Paul Perez, Water Monkey. You know, I think he's another good guy that is going about it the right way. You know, I don't think we should tear each other down and tell each other, you know, oh, that's not this, that's this. You know, whatever. So, tell me your thoughts. Leave comments, subscribe, and see you guys out there. Thanks.